14B District Court is now in session. This is Magistrate Hilary Braley presiding. Now calling case number 24S00164. This is the State of Michigan versus Andre Edward Thomas. Appearances for the record, please.
Assistant Public Defender Sonia Chanot on behalf of Mr. Thomas, who is appearing via Zoom from the Washington County Jail. Sir, state your full name for the record.
Andre Edward Thomas.
Thank you.
Thank you. Today is the date and time set for an arraignment in this matter. What I have is a misdemeanor complaint that charges that on or about May 3rd of 2024 at 639 Villa Drive, you did make an assault or an assault and battery upon Nicole Beverly, an individual with whom you have or had a dating relationship. This is otherwise known as domestic violence, and this is a second offense, as you were previously convicted of assaulting or assaulting and battering your spouse or former spouse or individual with whom you have or had a dating relationship, or a child in common, or a resident or former resident of your household on or about April 14th of 2014. So, do you understand the charge?
Yes, Your Honor, I understand the charge.
Okay, thank you. This is a misdemeanor with a maximum penalty of up to 1 year in jail, a $1,000 fine with court costs, or both. Do you understand that?
Yes, ma'am, I do.
Okay, thank you. And did you have a chance to review an advice of rights form?
I think I don't think I did do anything. I'm just here, but I do know that I'm just trying to get it fixed. Yeah.
Okay. So you have the following basic rights. You have the right to remain silent because anything that you say, whether out loud or in writing, can be used against you in court. You have the right to be presumed innocent beyond a reasonable doubt. You have the right to a trial by judge or by jury, and you have the right to be represented by an attorney during all stages of these court proceedings, that is, before, during, and after trial. Do you understand your rights?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. Do you have any questions about any of them?
No, ma'am.
Okay, thank you. Attorney Chenault, do you wish to address the plea and bond?
Yes, thank you, Your Honor. We stand muted to the charges and regarding bond. My client is 38 years old. He is gainfully employed as a manager at Wingstop. He is also a father of a 9-year-old child whom he has sole physical and legal custody of. Your Honor, my client explained that he took the initiative to schedule himself for an out-of-custody arraignment for this matter. He was initially scheduled on June 18th to appear in front of this court. However, Your Honor, when he appeared for his probation review hearing yesterday in front of Judge Barr, my client was ordered to the Washington County Jail regarding this matter. My client did express that he completed classes for probation, outpatient treatment at Dawn Farms, and then he has had all negative drug screens to date, and he is expected to complete probation soon. Your Honor, I did explain the bond conditions to my client and how not to have any contact with the alleged victim in this case. Due to my client expecting a child with the alleged victim, he is requesting third-party consensual contact for child care purposes. I did explain the bond conditions. I do believe he will comply going forward. I do believe he will appear for subsequent court hearings. Therefore, we are asking for a personal bond. Thank you.
Thank you. Okay. Sir, you're currently ordered to drug testing on a different matter?
I completed Dom Farms, ma'am, with my last case. I completed my Dom Farms just recently. So the review that I was at, I mean, I wasn't
Well,
aware of this warrant.
Okay, so
But-
I'm just asking at this point if you're required to report to community corrections for drug and alcohol testing on a different case.
No,
Okay, thank you. So the court will set, first off, the pretrial date of July 25th, 2024. That will be at 9 a.m. over Zoom before Judge Washington. Oh, wait. Correction. To update these. The 24th real quick. June.
Three bond violation minutes.
So we'll do that then. Okay, so correction on the date for the pretrial will be June 24th. Okay. So it will still be at 9 a.m. It will still be over Zoom before Judge Washington, but it will be June 24th. So okay. And the court will set bond with the following conditions. You are not to use or possess alcohol, marijuana, or illegal drugs.
yes, ma'am.
You are to report to community corrections within 24 hours of your release for drug and alcohol testing. You are not to purchase or possess any firearms, ammunition, or other dangerous weapons. You are not to leave the state of Michigan without the court's permission. You are not to have contact with Nicole Beverly. And when the court says no contact, what the court means is no in-person contact, no contact through the mail, no contact over the phone, via phone calls, text messages, emails, social media, the internet in any way, shape, or form. You may have consensual third-party contact for the purposes of childcare. You are not to go to the Villa Drive apartments. When the court says do not go, the court does not care if you are personally invited to go there. You do not.
Yes, ma'am.
You are not to engage in any sort of assaultive, threatening, terrorizing, harassing, molesting, or stalking behavior towards Nicole Beverly or anyone else. You are not
Yes,
to
ma'am.
engage in any sort of criminal activity whatsoever. And you are
Yes,
to
ma'am.
appear for any and all dates set for you by the court. So that includes, of course, the June 24th pretrial over Zoom. That also means going to community corrections.
Today,
Okay. As soon as within 24 hours of your release.
can I go tomorrow morning because I do gotta be at work at like 5 today? So can I be tomorrow morning exactly at 8 o'clock in the morning?
So it is almost 2 p.m. right now.
Yeah,
24 hours from now would be 2 p.m. tomorrow.
okay, got it.
Okay,
Got
so
you.
yes,
Thank you so
so
much.
within 24 hours of when you are released. So, okay. These conditions will be entered into the law enforcement information network. So they will be readily accessible to any police officers you may come into contact with. And if they have probable cause to believe that you have violated one of these conditions, you can be arrested on the spot and held for a bond violation hearing in front of the judge, who may revoke your bond and set a new, more restrictive one. So, do you understand all that?
Yes, ma'am. Thank you, Your Honor.
Okay. Do you have any questions about any of the conditions or anything else?
No, Your Honor, I'm clearly understand that, whatever it is you said, and I'm definitely gonna stay compliant. I'll make sure I get up in the morning to go to community corrections, and I'll make sure I stay compliant. My word is also accountable to you. I appreciate you, and, it's time to just show and prove right about now. But I am understanding the situations, and I just appreciate it. Thank you.
Well, thank you. At this time, the court will set a personal recognizance bond in this matter.
Thank you.
So basically, you are promising to appear for your next court date and to comply with all of the conditions. If you fail to appear or violate any of the conditions, a bench warrant will issue for your arrest.
Understood.
Okay. Okay, Attorney Chenault, do you have anything else?
No, nothing further. Thank you.
Okay, thank you. Then, sir, you are free to stand up and tell the jail that you are finished.
Thank you.
Okay, thank you.
Hello, Your Honor.
Just a moment. Would you be Mark Creech?
Yes, ma'am.
Thank you. Okay, now calling case number 24S00216. This is the State of Michigan versus Mark Dale Creech. Appearances for the record, please.
Assistant Public Defender Sonia Chenault on behalf of Mr. Creech, who is appearing via Zoom from the Washtenaw County Jail. Sir, please state your full name for the record.
Yes, my name is Mark Dale Creech.
Thank you.
Thank you. Today is the date and time set for an arraignment in this matter. What I have is a misdemeanor complaint that charges that on or about June 12th of 2024 at 400 East Clark Road, you did cause physical harm to a child by grabbing the neck of Isaiah Cunningham and throwing him to the ground. This is otherwise known as fourth-degree child abuse. Do you understand the charge?
Yes,
This is a misdemeanor with a maximum penalty of up to 1 year in jail or probation for up to 5 years. Do you understand that?
yes,
Okay, thank you. And did you have a chance to review an advice of rights form today?
yes.
Do you have any questions about your rights?
No, not currently.
Okay, thank you. Then Attorney Chenault, do you wish to address the plea and bond?
Yes, Your Honor. We stand muted to the charges and regarding bond. My client is 46 years old. He is gainfully employed as a contractual worker. I did explain the bond conditions to him and how not to have any contact with the alleged victim in this case. I do believe he will comply going forward and appear for subsequent court hearings. There are no holds on his record at this time. Therefore, we are asking for a personal bond. Thank you.
Okay, at this time, the court will set the pretrial conference date for July 1st, 2024. That will be at 9 a.m. over Zoom before Judge Washington. And the court will set bond with the following conditions. You are not to use or possess alcohol, marijuana, or illegal drugs. You are not to purchase or possess firearms, ammunition, or other dangerous weapons. You are not to leave the state of Michigan without the court's permission. You are not to have contact with Isaiah Cunningham. And when the court says no contact, what the court means is no in-person contact, no contact through the mail, no contact over the phone, via phone calls, text messages, emails, social media, the internet in any way, shape, or form, or through third parties. You are not to go to the 400 East Clark Road address, as presumably that is where Isaiah Cunningham is residing. When the court says do not go, the court does not care if you are personally invited to return, you are not to go. You are not to engage in any sort of assaultive, threatening, terrorizing, harassing, stalking, or molesting behavior towards Isaiah Cunningham or anyone else. You are not to engage in any sort of criminal activity whatsoever. And you are to appear for any and all dates set for you by the court, the next one in this matter being that July 1st court date. So, did you have a question?
Yes, everything does sound good. Isaiah does not live at 400 East Clark Road. He lives in Willis with my wife in the second house over on Button Road. I don't recall the exact address. We just recently purchased a home. And I am living at 400 East Clark with my two children that I have custody of. But Isaiah is our adopted child that is living with my wife in Willis. Also, I do work out of a shop in Toledo, Ohio and Milan, Michigan. So would I be able to go to Toledo, Ohio on the weekend to go to work?
So you will need to contact the 14B District Court Probation Department and request a travel pass.
Okay.
The court doesn't have a problem with you going to Toledo for work,
Okay.
but you do need to request the travel pass through the probation department.
Okay, thank you.
Okay, thank you. So what the court will order as far as the no-go address. You are not to go to the address where Isaiah Cunningham is residing. So if that is the Willis address, then you are not to go there. What I will say is before you go back to the East Clark Road address, I do want Attorney Chenault, if you can get some sort of confirmation that the victim is not residing at the East Clark Road address.
Yes, Your Honor.
Okay. Until you and then the court have this confirmation, then you can go to East Clark Road on a civil standby, sir, if you have things that you need to collect from there, but the court does want confirmation that the alleged victim is not a resident of that address first. Okay. So at this time, the court will set a personal recognizance bond in this matter. That means basically that you are promising to show up for that July 1st court date. And I will note that these conditions will be entered into the law enforcement information network. So they will be readily accessible to any police officers you may come into contact with. And if they have probable cause to believe that you have violated one of these conditions, they can arrest you on the spot and you'll be held for a bond violation hearing in front of the judge, who may revoke your bond and set a new, more restrictive one. Okay. Attorney Chenault?
Nothing further, Your Honor.
Okay. You then, sir, your hearing is concluded. You are free to stand up until the jail that you are finished.
Do have just one last question. How do I do the verification? My wife is currently at the house without a vehicle. I was gonna contact my mother, have my mother go pick up Ashley and Isaiah and travel them to the other house. And then how do I confirm that? Does an officer need to come to the house and verify that they are not there?
Chenault, I think some of the details might be better worked out with your office, but that sounds like that would probably work.
Yes.
Okay, so discuss it with your attorney, though. Okay,
Thank you.
okay, thank you. And you'll need to provide the address for the Willis property to the public
I'll
defender's
double
office as
check.
soon as
I
you can.
believe it's 12855 Button Road. I just clicked it, 12855.
Thank you.
Okay. Then if you don't have anything else, you're free to stand up and tell the jail that you're finished.
Thank you.
Okay, thank you.
Have a seat. I'm gonna turn these up a little bit.
ID is 397714. I'm your Swahili interpreter and I'm happy to serve you. This call may be monitored for training and quality assurance purposes. May I have the secure code, please?
Yes. Okay, so this is Magistrate Hilary Braley. I have a court proceeding with a defendant who speaks Swahili.
Okay.
Okay. So can I have you raise your right hand?
Unaweza inua mkono wako wa kulia.
No, that's
Ndio.
no, I don't need him to raise his right hand. To the interpreter, I need you to raise your right hand.
Okay.
Okay, is it raised?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, do you swear or affirm that you will translate to the best of your ability from English to Swahili and from Swahili to English in these proceedings today?
Yes, Your Honor.
Okay, thank you very much. So now calling case number 24S00216. Oh, wait, that's the wrong case. I'm sorry.
Sasa
Nope, don't.
naitisha kesi.
That was the wrong case number. I'm sorry. Okay. Let's try that again. Now calling case number 23S00373, the state of Michigan versus Matata Patrick.
Sasa naitisha kesi nambari 23S00373 jimbo la Michigan kinyume na Matata Patrick.
Also calling 23W004821. That is the township of Ypsilanti versus Matata Patrick.
Na pia naitisha kesi nambari 23W004821 mji wa Ypsilanti kinyume dhidi ya Matata Patrick.
Can I please have names for the record, starting with the public defender?
Naweza pata majina kuanzia kuanzia public defender, yani anaye.
Assistant Public Defender Sonia Shanat on behalf of Mr. Patrick, who's present via Zoom from the Washington County Jail.
This is the interpreter. Could you kindly repeat that? I didn't hear clearly.
Yes, Assistant Public Defender Sonia Shanat on behalf of Mr. Patrick, who's present via Zoom from the Washington County Jail.
Basi ninapitia kwa Zoom kutoka jela ya Washington County. Mimi ndiye mtetezi wa umma.
Na mimi ni mwanakesi, mimi Patrick Matata nikiwa hapa jela kwenye Zoom.
And I am Patrick Matata from jail through Zoom.
Thank you.
Asante. May I introduce myself, please?
Yes.
Mimi ni mkalimani wako wa lugha ya Kiswahili, nafurahi kukuhudumia. Simu hii inaweza kufuatiliwa kwa madhumuni ya mafunzo na uhakikishaji wa ubora.
Today is the date and time set for an arraignment in these matters.
Leo ndio muda na wakati ambapo umetengwa ili kusikika kwa haya mambo.
It appears that a bench warrant issued for your arrest once again on June 11th.
Na inaonekana pia kuna waranti ambayo ilipeanwa kwa uweze kukamatwa tarehe 11 mwezi wa 6
because of another bond violation.
kwa sababu haukufikia bondi nyingine.
To Attorney Chenault, do you wish to address bond?
Je, kwa wakili Chanel ungependa kuongea kuhusu ile bondi?
Yes, Your Honor, we stand muted to the charges, enter a not guilty plea, and regarding bond.
Ndiyo, mheshimiwa, tunasema kuwa hatutakubali yani kuwa na makosa, kwa hiyo yani kukiuka bondi.
I did have the opportunity to speak with my client regarding this matter.
Niliweza kuongea na yani client wangu kuhusu hilo jambo.
I explained the bond conditions. I do believe he will comply going forward.
Nilimweleza kuhusu hilo swala la bondi na najua kuwa ataweza kuendelea kufuatilia tukiendelea mbele.
He does not have any holds on his record at this time. Therefore, we are asking for a personal bond.
Kwa hivyo hana yani sehemu ambayo imeshikiliwa, kwa hivyo tunaomba apatiwe bondi ya kibinafsi.
Okay, thank you.
Basi asante.
At this time, the court is going to set the next court date for July 9th.
Wakati huu koti itaweka muda mwingine wa kusikika kwa hii kesi kwenye koti tarehe 9 mwezi wa 7.
That is July 9th, 2024 at 10 a.m.
Kwa hivyo itakuwa tarehe 9 mwezi wa 7 mwaka 2024 masaa ya saa 4 za asubuhi.
That will be over Zoom before Judge Washington.
Itakuwa kupitia kwa mtandao wa Zoom mbele ya Jaji Washington.
And at this time, the court is continuing the bond set by the judge. That is $100,000. 10% is allowed.
Na kwa sasa koti inakubali, inaendelea ile bondi ya $100,000, 10% inakubalika.
That is in the matter ending in 373.
Na katika lile swala linaloishia 373.
The matter ending in 821 also has the same court date and a personal recognizance bond.
Na lile swala linaloishia 2821 iko na hiyo tarehe ya kusikizwa kwa kesi ambayo ni tarehe 9 mwezi wa 7 masaa ya saa 4 na pia yani bondi ya kibinafsi.
Attorney Chenault, do you have anything else?
No, nothing further. Thank you.
Hapana, hatuna jambo lingine, asante.
Then, Mr. Patrick, your hearing is concluded. You may stand up and tell the jail that you are finished.
Bwana Patrick, tumemaliza kusikiza kwa kesi yako. Unaweza simama na kuambia jela kuwa tumemaliza.
Asante.
I think we're all set. Are you waiting for one more?
Nope, I think that was everybody. Thank you.
That's it. Okay. Well, have a good afternoon.
Thank you.
To the interpreter, thank you very much.
You're welcome. Thank you for using our service. Have a great afternoon.
Okay, thank you, you too.